So we have Cthulhu in hand, we have the Shudderwock in hand. We're very happy at this moment in time. Oh, we were very happy. He plays the bloody Mind Render, and now our win condition is pretty much gone. He cannot play Cthulhu, it's too expensive, but he can play the Shudderwock, he can play the Doomcaller. And I'm confident that had he not ruined my day with Mind Render, I'm confident that I could have won this game. I'm confident that Cthulhu, Doomcaller, Shudderwock would have been enough to get through his health total. Oh wow, Mind Render again? Interesting. So yes, very unfortunate for us. However, despite all of that, we could still double the battle cry on Cthulhu. And do you know what's crazy about this? If the board was empty, we would have nearly enough damage to kill him. So I'd spent several turns, trying to get a clear board. It never happened. But we were close. If the board was clear, we would have been just a few damage short of lethal. And that is a testament to how powerful this deck can be. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what deck am I playing today? Today we are playing SilentNick's Cthulhu Shudderwock Shaman. That's quite the mouthful. So SilentNick is a loyal viewer of the channel, a good friend of mine. I follow him on Twitter. I suggest you do the same, because every now and again I will check out his Twitter feed and I will come across some pretty awesome decks that he has created. And this right here is one of those really awesome decks. So I love Cthulhu. I was a big fan of Cthulhu when the Old Gods expansion came out. And keep in mind, this is the original Cthulhu pre-Dark Moon Fair expansion. And it annoys me and upsets me that Cthulhu, the original, does not see any play at all in the meta. So any chance to play a deck where Cthulhu sees competitive play, that makes me very happy. And yes, I use the word competitive. This deck is competitive, in my opinion, because I asked SilentNick a question. Can you beat Priest with this deck? His answer was yes. At the time of our conversation, he was, he had 3 wins against Priest and 0 losses. That makes this deck competitive, in my mind. There is a key strategy with this deck. So what you can do is you play your quest, complete the quest, and then you play the tour guide. End your turn, go to the next turn, double your battle cries via your hero power. Of course, your hero power costs 0, and then you can play Cthulhu on the same turn, double the Cthulhu battle cry. And then, of course, the Shudderwock comes into play. Oh, and there's Doomcaller too. So there are some really cool things you can do with the deck. Let's not forget Loatheb in this deck too, because if you get the Loatheb battle cry into the Shudderwock pool, it's likely that your opponent can't deal with a board the following turn because they have no AoE or spells they can play, because Loatheb's battle cries block them out. So I've just touched very basically on the deck and how it works. I'm sure there are more intricacies to this deck, and if you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments section below, and SilentNick will respond. So our opponent here is an odd warrior, and whilst we wait for our opponent to do something, to choose their cards, I'm just marvelling at the golden Corrupt the Waters. It's beautiful. I didn't craft it. I think I got it from a pack. Golden Sludge Slurper, though, I did craft, because I went through a phase at one point where I had to have all golden Murlocs. Okay, and this will be an interesting test for the deck. Odd warrior with all of that armor gain. So the question is, can we break through all of the armor? I'm confident that we can with Cthulhu, Doomcaller value, and then the Shudderwock value. Because against the priest in the last game, they had 40 health, and just with Cthulhu alone, with double the battle cry, we would have been close to killing him if the board was clear. So if we play this deck to its full potential, with all of the relevant sort of effects, Doomcaller, Shudderwock, Cthulhu, we should be able to kill him, right? Oh god, the end is coming. That's a bit early. Oh well, at least it gets rid of the rover. And we reset the board, sure. Odd Warrior also has Reckless Flurry, let's not forget that. And Reckless Flurry shreds armor, right, to clear the board. So if he plays a couple of Reckless Flurries and he loses lots of armor, that could only be a good thing for us. Although I would suggest that he's probably aware of what kind of deck we are. And we'll probably hang on to his armor for as long as possible. Twin Emperor, that's a pretty decent pickup, particularly if we can double the battle cry on it a bit later. There is one problem that I've spotted in this deck, and that's Geppetto. Geppetto pulling Cthulhu and making it a 1-1. Just thinking ahead here. Looking at our quest progress. So 4 out of 6, 5 out of 6. Do we go for 6 out of 6? I think we do. I think we do. Now, one thing that I was pondering is which battle cry minions do you want to hold back in your hand? So you can then play them after quest completion with double the battle cries, right? Obviously, Tour Guide we have to hold back because that's our big combo with Cthulhu. Or with the Shudderwock, I guess. Looking through the deck list on the right hand side, there doesn't seem to be a return to hand effect. Is that something this deck would need? I guess the question is, what are you returning back to hand? There's no duplicate effect for the Shudderwock in terms of spawning multiple Shudderwocks onto the board. Because typically in Shudderwock decks, you replicate the Shudderwocks and then try and return them back to hand. But I guess this deck doesn't need to do that. Just playing the Shudderwock once with all of that Cthulhu damage that you've accumulated, it should be enough, right? In most situations. Oh, he wants to give me cards. Why, thank you very much, sir. Oh, wait, he's going to mill me. That's fine. Okay. How much of a problem is Bran? And that's fine too, we don't need that. Do we need to kill Bran here? I think that's the question. Or can we just ignore it? We'll ignore it. We play the coin as well, so that's one more card out of our hand. He's not going to have the second Colite Oracle. He's just played one. Huh. Interesting. Well, this is fine. If he's using Barov here, then maybe that safeguards some of our other bigger threats. Oh god, he had the other one. He actually had it. Huh. That's a problem. Lotheb. We needed Lotheb, actually. Because if you play the Shudderwock, and you've got somewhat of a board present, but the opponent doesn't die, you then want your board to be able to live the following turn, so you block them out from playing AoE or Brawls or whatever. So, yeah, maybe the Lotheb battle cry was important. A cheap Cthulhu. Interesting. Well, actually, let me rethink that. How important is the Lotheb battle cry? Because, really, you want to play the Shudderwock, and you want to kill them. You want to kill them with the Cthulhu battle cry via the Shudderwock. You don't want it to go to another turn. Surely. Anyway, I'm sure Silent Nick can advise on that. Silent Nick, if you are listening, maybe you could post something in the comments section below. Trying to make sense of my rambling thoughts here. Anti-heal bot there really is nothing more than a 3/3 body, but we've got the battle cry into the Shudderwock pool, I guess. Is that something? I guess it is. So we can just double the battle cry here without the tour guide. This is pretty cool. Well, we shredded quite a bit of his armor. I suspect that this Cthulhu won't survive for much longer. That's fine. We are ready and waiting with tour guide and the Shudderwock. Oh! Okay, sure. I'll take that. I will absolutely take that from an Odd Warrior. Okay, next game is against a mage. The question is, will it be a quest mage, or arena mage, or secrets mage? As you saw in the last game against the Odd Warrior, we were given plenty of time to gather our resources. In fact, he, was able to do us a favour, play Colite Oracle and help us draw our resources. But we were able to gather our resources, our Shudderwock, our Cthulhu. And we had enough time in that game. Playing the Cthulhu was enough to make him concede. But against faster opponents, you're not going to get an opportunity. In most cases against aggro, you have to just survive those first few turns, use your AoE, use your healing. Maybe you do get an opportunity against aggro to play the Shudderwock, and maybe that, replicates your healing and other significant battle cries, and that's what causes your opponent to concede, perhaps. So, slow start from him. That works to our favour. He hasn't played the quest. So, could it be Reno Mage? No. Okay. It's a Secrets Mage with a slow start, sure.
If you're sure.
Hmm.
Out of my jungle.
Okay. That slow start of his, he didn't do anything on turns 1 and 2 apart from hero power. This slow start of his may be what wins me this game. Oh god, that's a 5-5. Okay. Got some options here. Play the Pirates? That's mana efficient, I guess. I was looking at the Disciple, but that's not mana efficient. No, maybe we do this. I think that's fine.
If you're sure.
We've still managed to use all of our mana here. And we've put 3 things on the board.
We have many
I mean, 3 weak things, but 3 things nonetheless. You see, if we could complete this quest,
Excuse me.
and if we find Anti-Killbot and double the battle cry on it, that's a massive heal. And then I suspect that's game over for him, if we get to that point. How afraid are we of duplicate? That's the question. And I think Kirintor Mage is the least offensive thing to give him. It's not duplicate. Interesting. Oh, good friend there, Firestorm, spectating us. Of course. Aluneth on 6, why not? Oh, Tidal Wave, that's a good pickup. I wonder, should we have tested for Flame Ward? Yeah, I think we should have tested for Flame Ward first before playing stuff. That was a misplay.
Excuse me. You are on.
Oh, Firestorm clearly impressed by the deck.
An incredible discovery.
Revel in the power.
So we are racing Aluneth here. Interesting. Okay, counterspell. Oh god. Okay, well, counterspell was to be expected. I'm looking for an opportunity to play this Tidal Wave. It just looks too good in terms of clearing his board. So, before we play the Tidal Wave, we should probably do what we should have done previously, a couple of turns ago. Test for Flame Ward. Okay, it is Flame Ward, sure. The end is close for his board. There we go. So that wasn't the most significant healing, but we're back to 30, and he has to bring us down all over again. And it's entirely possible that he can do that, because we know that he's probably got double Fireball in his deck, right? they play it.
I must have more.
Oh, there's the heal bot. That's what I was looking for. Sure. Well, good old Geppetto sacrificing himself there. Oh, there's that fireball. Firestorm is spotting what is a concern in this deck. What if Geppetto pulls Cthulhu? Alright, we're still staring down some damage here. Healing Rain, okay. Surely we can't lose this game now then. Well, we can if it's counterspell. And thankfully we just tested for it. So, we need to outlast him, basically. Until he runs out of cards and starts killing himself from fatigue. That's what we need to do. The question is, what do we want to do here? One of those is probably explosive runes, right? How much damage do we want to be taking on this turn? Given that he's got quite a lot of attack power on board. We know there's no counterspell. So we can heal. That seems sensible. Oh. Okay. Okay. So we have double Volcano still left in this deck. That's potentially board clear for us. We're continuing to take this damage. How much more does he want to commit to the board?
My cargo, my business.
Oh, that's going to be very annoying. He's discovering secrets here, so he could be discovering additional secrets, additional copies of secrets that he already plays in his deck. So I think in a situation like this, you know, even if you've seen 2 natural counterspells, for example, played from the deck, if he's discovering new secrets, mystery secrets, there could be additional counterspells there. And that could be painful for us when we want to clear a board through Volcano, for example. Okay, but at the very least, he's going to be hitting fatigue now. Yep, there's the counterspell, sure. Okay, but Antique Healbot here. That is awesome healing. And you know what we're going to do now? We're going to set up for the Shudderwock. Because at this point now, the Shudderwock will just seal the deal. You do not need Cthulhu at all. It's not about doing damage to his face through Cthulhu. This is about blocking him out for the remainder of the game, so he can't play spells the turn after the Shudderwock. It's also about healing, right? So even if there's a board in play on his side the following turn, if we heal enough through the Shudderwock, he won't be able to kill us still. And with no spells playable from hand, it's game over. So he just dies to fatigue. Oh, mustn't forget, hero power. Here we go. There's the healing. That was a nice little hit. Oh, more healing. And, you know, we've seen... Oh, God, we burned Cthulhu. We've seen the double Lothar battle cry. I think that means he's completely locked out. Goodbye to the Shudderwock. But it doesn't matter. We've done what we need here to secure this game. Look at that beautiful fatigue damage. So, he has 5 on board. He has to find 19 more damage from somewhere. And with spells being blocked out, there's 0 chance of him finding that damage. Even if spells were allowed, he's still going to struggle. But yeah, still the power of Lothar on display there. Okay, so SilentNick's Cthulhu Shudderwock Shaman. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a bloody fun deck to play. I honestly, if you have the cards, I would recommend it. It's only 6,940 dust. For those of you that have been playing Hearthstone for some time, there's a good chance you're going to have the original Old Gods in your collection with the support cards that go with Cthulhu. So if you already have those things available to you, maybe you do want to give this deck a try. I haven't played many more games with the deck, so I can't really give you an honest evaluation of how it performs against other kinds of deck. I mean, you saw the Odd Warrior concede. You saw that we had a chance against the Priest earlier, had they not stolen my Shudderwock and my Doomcaller. And you saw that we were able to outpace an aggressive Secrets Mage, right? And outlast them to the very end. And all we needed was the Shudderwock to make that happen, not even Cthulhu. So, given what you've seen, I think you can draw your own conclusions. But look, if you have questions, please do leave them in the comment section below, and SilentNick will answer them. So, for example, you may be wondering, how does this deck perform against Quest Mage? You may be wondering how this deck performs against Discard Lock. Or maybe you don't have all of the cards and you're looking for suggestions on card substitutes. Well, whatever questions you have, please drop them in that comment section below, and SilentNick, our expert on this deck, will respond to you and get back to you as quickly as possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I hope all of you, wherever you are, I hope you are staying safe. I hope you are keeping well during this COVID-19 pandemic. And I hope that you are going to enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And if you have listened this far into the video, maybe leave a comment telling me one nice thing that you're doing today on Sunday. One thing that you've enjoyed over your weekend. Something positive. Maybe you ate lots of cake. Maybe you ate chocolate. Maybe you had triple chocolate cookies. Or maybe you're an awesome cook and you baked your own cookies. I don't know. Leave me a comment in that comment section below. Something positive that you've done over this weekend. And on that note, I'm going to end this video. I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you very much for joining me as always, and I will see you all again very soon for more Wild Mode fun.